Hi guys, you're here with me, Baby Firefly, the taxidermy witch, and we're outside of my trailer. And that's a good point to bring up in this video. The summer is almost done. It's almost time for me to stop sleeping outside because I have a chance of getting, a cold. Let's remember that Ben Franklin died of keeping his window open. Yeah. Alright, so, and I have to go back up to the loft. And so I have to get the loft ready to live. And as I told you in a couple videos before, the loft has been a place where I feel like when I'm outside of it, I'm in control of myself. When I'm inside of it, I'm not so in control of myself. I feel like that there's a good amount of spiritual possession that happens up there. And so somebody, when I've talked about this before, brought up tar water. So I've got more books on witchcraft than the average person. So I thought I could learn something about tar water in one of my books. And even in Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones, they don't really talk much about tar water. So I was thinking, alright, I'll just get the basis and then try and figure it out for myself. So I've been thinking about that since the taxidermy witch family member left that as a suggestion, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you. I read a lot of messages. I can't remember exactly who sent it. But thank you, because it's given me a way to devise something on my own. And I want to show you guys what I devised on my own based on that opinion and then what I found in books. So what I found in books was that the sap or the tar of pitch being like the stuff that comes out of trees. It's sometimes called pitch, it's sometimes called sap. Remember, like maple syrup is a type of sap from a tree, but we're talking about pine sap, which is really sticky. Like if you get it on your hands, you really can't necessarily figure out how to get it off. By the way, Dawn dish soap really helps, and or butter or margarine really helps get that off of your hands. But in the thought of this tar water to cleanse the loft before I go back up there for the winter, and there's just a lot of energies up there. Again, I told you that more than one person, more than two people have tried to commit suicide up there. It's just been a very, like, hectic energy, obviously, to live with. And I was in the presence of one of the people who tried to commit suicide up there, and it's just been traumatic for me. So that's probably attached to it as well. So the ideas I have, because I don't have a way necessarily to tap pine trees for sap. However, you can do that super easily before next year comes. I'm going to figure out how to do that. But as my mom and I were doing our homesteading and we were cutting wood to stay warm this winter, we found many pieces of, I want to guess this is hemlock, but I could be wrong, where you bust open to the innards and it's just dried sap. Like, let's try and get a good picture on that. Really dried, crusted sap. The idea with the sap for a tar water, from what I gather and what I know intuitively about these types of resins, is that they will grab onto something, hold onto it, and get it out. So I've got, I don't know, 7 or 8 logs from when we were cutting wood and they just split apart. Look at all of that. So there's a lot that I can scrape off. If you guys need some of this kind of dried pine sap, which it smells really good, you can burn it on your coal discs, etc. But I'm going to be using it to grab onto things and get it the hell out. So again, I just have so many logs that we've been working with and cutting where there's just big chunks of this dried sap. So I want to tell you another thing. So since I've done well over 1,000 videos on witchcraft, I'm probably pretty much done, besides Q&A. I'm still going to do like weekly Q&A. That'll be up on YouTube for... And how will you get your cues to me? Well, here's the start of it. Tell me all your questions that you have on witchcraft, and I will give you the book opinion and my intuitive opinion. And so I want to start a weekly Q&A where maybe I go live, maybe I don't. I don't know. Uploading videos has just been more of a clear picture. Like, you guys can actually see what I'm saying. Yeah, we're not together at the same time, but I still feel like weekly, or the daily uploads are just, it's just been so much, like, less frustrating for me. Another thing I'm gonna do, I know I'm jumping all over the place. It's because my mind is always all over the place. Another thing I'm gonna do is I found all these pine cones that have freshly fallen that are just covered in sap, or they were yesterday in the sunshine. And these are sticky, they're sticky jakes. See all that sap that's encrusted? It's covering the pine cone and it's still wet on a few places. Now I can't touch my camera. Fantastic. Look, there's some sap on my finger. So, basically, and I made it worse. Basically get all this sap going. Remember, Dawn dish soap and butter will help get this off of your hands. Smells great, but it makes you stick to everything. For a tar water to cleanse the loft, because there's just a lot of energy up there that I've tried over and over and over. I haven't used an Avenue this abrasive yet, so I'm hoping that this will work. The next thing I want to show you is I'm going to be making something really cool out of a taxidermy rattlesnake. Snake bones. The hair from what I just cut off here. Yeah, I did get a haircut. And a big old stick, and and now the hair is stuck all over my hands. I think we'll come back for a video on the snake staff, if you will, because when all this tar is working up there, I'm going to go up there and say my intent. I'm going to say it loud. I'm going to say it with everything I am. I'm going to cleanse the space in ways that aren't, like, average, because the average ways aren't working. And that can definitely happen when you have a lot of energies in one place. So here's the lot of my hair. I'll probably tie that onto part of this as me releasing something. So it's a representation of me releasing something. It's going to go on here. I want to release that. Teeny tiny snake bones. They're oh so small. Probably have those rattle around the outside. And then I have the rattlesnake head, which I'll put on the top. And this will be a big symbol of, the snake is actually probably, to me, represents the opposite of what you guys might think it might represent. See those teeth? Fantastic and amazing. So I'm going to get this rattlesnake head at the top of the staff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie hemp around this. Then I'm going to take a small needle and I'm going to sew the rattlesnake head into the hemp. Because I do not want to use super glue. And I do not want to just, like, hope that the hemp holds it. Because it never does. In my experience. And so I'll have this at the top of the staff. I will bang this up in the loft. My hands are already covered in sap. It really is the start of the working. So, y'all, thanks for listening, and thanks for joining me, Baby Firefly, the taxidermy witch, while we talked about my version of tar water. And, again, witchcraft Q&A. What questions do you have? Put them in the comments below. I will answer them in a video. And I will say your name and your question. And I'll have that all written down. Fantastic. Thanks for joining me. See you later. It's 11 lightning out there, you guys. Bye.